Guys, we are headed to Ohio, so I just figured I'd do a live stream heading out of Washington DC because it might get a little boring after we're out of here. So do a quick live stream out, and then maybe a live stream later this afternoon, afternoon 1200, and we'll check it out. About a 6-hour drive. We're a small, intimate group early in the morning. California still sleeps since it's 3 hours earlier. Because we get the sun first and they get the sunset. How is everybody this morning? Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? It'll just be a little pinprick. There'll be no more, but you may feel a little sick. Who knows who that is? Did I see something, trolls? Love you back. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I appreciate the upliftment. There's a lot of upliftment going on lately. Went through a whole negative wave for like 2 weeks of attacks, and we got tough on Telegram and just started getting rid of the haters. And we're smaller, but we're stronger because we're communicating, trying to learn something, not tear someone down. Sounds good, doesn't she? Concentrating at the road at the moment, guys, so I can't see what you're saying. And I got the windows open. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful morning. Always sounds better in a tunnel. Heading 395 south to Richmond. Normally I'd be cranking some AC/DC in the morning, but can't do it when they're live streaming. So we're just going to have to hear the beautiful sound of this 5.0. Drive mellow. Thanks to gas prices. Everybody's got to be careful about their gas mileage now. Thank you, Joe. I saw it at $1.65 a gallon. I was driving a 65 Mustang cross country from California back to New Jersey, which, by the way, I'm very grateful to be living in DC now. And I saw $1.65 gas in like one of the southwest states. I can't remember which one it was, but it was like right out of Arizona. And then I saw that gas price. I was just like, thank you, President Trump. Thank you for making us energy independent and controlling. America's back in control. What do we got now? What we got now? Camilla's going to go to the border, I guess, today and do her photo op. So that should be interesting. How cool is it that I got to video Mike Lindell and ask him a question and see him again twice in one week? I saw Mike, so that was pretty cool. The man's got to be tired. He is working, and he's out there. It'd be neat if we saw him today at the rally. There's a good chance of it, right? I think so. And it's not the American way. They did the general plan. I don't know what he gets paid to go to those events. That would be interesting information, wouldn't it? So I've been talking to the PR people with Mike Lindell. We're talking right now. At the moment, I did send them a link. Unfortunately, the first one's gone. I had to get re-edited. The interview with, not interview, I guess the presser, when there's a bunch of press and everybody's yelling out questions, I had the opportunity to ask a question of Mike during it, which was neat. I got to ask about the courts not actually seeing the evidence. Nobody wants to talk about that, so I got to ask that question. And Mike seemed to be engaged with me when I asked that question. I think he appreciated it. That was my gut sense, but we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. God has his hands on this. If the interview happens, great. If it doesn't, then it's not God's will. I feel like it's God's will. I should be getting into Ohio around 2:15 if I don't take, I am going to eat lunch, so I'll probably be in around 3:15. A lot of new cars around here, Maryland, DC. You see a lot of those plates like you see on that Lexus or the Lexus ES in front of us. I absolutely love that I have a stick shift. I think that this might be one of the last stick shifts if they're able to push the electric really hard. So it might be one of the last. There's so much, there's so much more pleasurable to drive. It's like really driving a car. Got to use all of your faculties, all four of your limbs. And once you get a feel for the clutch and your muscle memory's in there, it's just a pleasure. This Tesla's in a rush. Yep, he's rushing. Oh, he's going to cause an accident. Might get to see an electric car accident. I can blow his doors off. Maybe not. I'm not going to chase him. He's driving like an idiot. Theodore Roosevelt Island is the next right. It is beautiful around here, I must say. DC has got just beautiful. I mean, I lived in South Jersey a lot. I lived in LA, Palm Springs. Look at these bridges. Just look at the construction. I think that the architecture around here is absolutely incredible. These buildings are all monuments, you know what I mean? And no, I'm not smoking a cigar. And it is allergies. I have allergies. I'm not dying of cigars. So if you haven't watched the Mike Lindell video yet, please watch it. Please share it. We got to get Mike's message out. It went up yesterday around 7 p.m. 1900. And I was the only free press there. Isn't it interesting that Kamala Harris decides to go to the border? Finally, she said she was going to go in June. It's like June. It's the end of June. So she waited till the very end of June, and she only does it because President Trump says he's going. He's still leading the way. He's still leading the way. Camilla, I mean, it's a travesty. It's a travesty. I'm not going to get into it. It's too early in the morning. Obviously, it's quieter in the car. My girls are not with me. I know you miss them. They're definitely more entertaining than I am. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's a pleasure. I would be very happy if God told me I was going to be doing this for the rest of my life. But of course he doesn't. He leaves me day to day to see if I'm going to make it. Keeps me on a tight leash. I'm okay with that. I trust my Father in heaven. If he closes the doors, again, something else I'm supposed to do. But right now, sure seems like he's helping out. The numbers are all back up after the 2 weeks. The 2 weeks were brutal. There was like nothing, no income from Google AdSense coming in. So it's made next month kind of stressful. But I'm not going to stress because I'm going to trust. And to address going to Mount Rushmore and also to this Trump rally, if I say I'm going to do something, oh, dead deer. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Whether the finances make sense or not, and they don't, especially for the going to the Mount Rushmore. But I got to keep my word, so I just keep pushing myself out there and then seeing how it's going. And so far, God just keeps putting stories in front of me. It's just amazing. Yesterday was amazing. It was like 3 protests. Marine One came in. Had that beautiful Christian singers, you know, in front of the Lincoln Memorial. And then then Mike Lindell, videoing Mike Lindell after I saw him at the week before in Tampa. So maybe we'll see him at the rally. I think we will, but we'll find out. One thing I know is President Trump's going to be where I'm going. It's the first time I can say that for 6 months. July 6th will be the 6-month anniversary. Show everybody what's going on in DC, and it basically changed my life and direction of my life. Which I am back. One, I'll repeat it in case it got cut off. One, we are all related. One man, one woman, DNA strands created all 7.5 billion of us. 2, we can all listen to each other. We all need to listen to each other. 3, we can respectfully disagree and still respect each other. And 4, we can love one another by lifting each other up and saying positive things to each other. And you'll feel better about yourself. Your world will change around you because more people will want to talk to you. We are designed to be interactive with each other. We are not designed to be in isolation. God uses all of us and uses every experience. So if you're talking to somebody today, there's a reason for it. Fate, we have free will, but when you're moving in the spirit, listen to everything. Listen to everything, because everybody has got something that you can learn from, whether they're homeless, you know, in a bad way, or somebody at the top of the so-called success thing, whatever your definition of success is. We need each other, and we outnumber them. Do not forget that. We outnumber them. It's all about control. It's all about separating us, dividing us by shades of skin, and adding like 19 genders. You're just chopping everybody up. And we're not going to fall for it. I think we're in historic times. I think that the next 2 years are probably going to be pretty rough. They're not going to be boring, that's for darn sure. They're going to be really rough. And I know you're cringing when I say this, President Kamala Harris, and the first man, instead of the first lady. But I don't think he's not gonna last. Just no way. He was, in my opinion, I was an EMT, I'm not a doctor, but in my opinion, dementia, either early or, I wouldn't say advanced yet, but dementia and or Alzheimer's. He's got those signs. He has those signs. You think I'm wrong? I don't think so. I don't think so. My girls are doing great. They're happy. Starting to get confidence in the city, which I'm happy about. Filippo's, the gentleman that is he's doing the 40-year protest in Lafayette Park. He's doing well. And then my man in Amsterdam, the embattled Don, the truth conductor, because he and I do not agree on General Flynn or Mike Lindell. And That's all I'll say about that. I have a great deal of respect for them. But again, respectfully disagreeing is what's important. Although after the video I did with him, you can find it by Don. Well, you can find it in the live streams. Was it a live stream? Yeah, it was a short live stream with Don. We just disagreed. I really don't ever want to downplay anybody or put anybody in an awkward spot. I'm not out to embarrass people. What I want, my goal is to let everybody have their peace. You can love President Trump, you can hate President Trump, and I will listen, because that's how we're going to start to build bridges instead of yelling and over talking each other. We've been doing it too much. We're hyperbolic because of the weaponized squirt, if you know what I mean. I have to say it that way. We were offline for 2 weeks about 2 weeks ago. We're back. MustangMedic is back online on YouTube, and I am waiting patiently. Well, not patiently. I am waiting for President Trump to start a comparable network like YouTube that can be monetized and, advertised, so I can make an income to stay in DC. About 10%, maybe a little less, is donations, and it's Google AdSense, and I'm working on diversifying. I had like a contract to do an ad about gold, and then lost it because of the strike. It took me down for 2 weeks, so it affected me adversely on bringing in money for the budget. But it's okay. I'm enjoying being independent. I like hearing people say, "What's Mustang Medic?" with their like inquisitive face, like trying to figure it out. That's what I wanted, because I don't want people to prejudge me and not be open and set up walls. It's not about walls, it's about communication. So I hung on to the name Mustang Medic after working on a restoration, having a restoration shop in Cathedral City, California. Driving mellow. This guy just pulled up next to me in his Mustang. He's a really cool guy. We'll give each other thumbs up. So, Mustangs and motorcycles are like a club. If you're in a Mustang, especially a Mustang that makes a statement, everybody like pulls up to you, gives you a thumbs up, part of the group. And same. We were recently following a motorcycle, and we forgot about the waving part, and that was really cool. Just like waving, and he was waving at every motorcycle that passed by. So I thought that was cool. There's a guy with the Mustang up to the right. purpose of live streams like this, because, you know, it's not exactly riveting coverage, is just so you guys have a format to talk on the live stream. People, I'm noticing live streams, people pop in for 3 minutes and then pop out. Unless, of course, you're trying to video the president, I'm sorry, Joe Biden, at a church and then get jammed. I learned my lesson. I ordered a bracket, guys, that I can have one phone shooting film, shooting live, and one shooting live and one shooting with the camera. So I get the high-res stuff on the key images and I can edit them out and just get the clips that were important, because it was very important to me to get inside the beast, inside the limo, the shot. The windows were clear. Jill Biden was sitting on the side that I was on the driver's side where I was shooting. You saw him coming up. She was waving at us, which is like 3 people. And then I could see Joe sitting next to her. He was facing the direction the car was going. So I did see Jill Biden in that car. Again, that's just me saying it because my darn camera got jammed. So that's why I ordered a bracket. So that won't happen again. The really big ones that I know are going to be big, I'm going to bring the gimbal, and I'm going to see if the gimbal can support, I don't know if the gimbal can support it, but I'm going to get some kind of stick so I can keep it steady and 2 cameras on it. Working on it. Slowly but surely. I'm still just dealing with phones. I'm not dealing with any LSR cameras or anything like that. Don't have a budget for it. But we are settled in DC. The room, bedrooms and the living room, we have a couch. So it's like, now that's settled in. Those expenses, those heavy expenses are over. Because I had nothing on January 6th when I got to DC. I had $200 in the bank. So, thank you, Lord. And I don't know. Every time I go to this is the first Trump rally. It should be interesting to see how YouTube chooses to handle a Trump rally. I don't think it's going to be well. And again, I'm driving, so I can't read the text, and I don't have a co-pilot, so I apologize for that. Can't get the HOV lane because I'm one person. Forgot about that dynamic. Mustang's been running well and consistent. It doesn't have to be a distraction to the videos. And I'm what's happening is that I'm building a group around me that have met in the past 6 months in DC that I can get information from. And so I've got people that have gotten connected to me that have 30, 40-year history living in DC. They've been a wealth of knowledge to me. Dave being one of them. Thank you, Dave. You know who you are. Secret Service has been a bunch of great guys. They've been really cool. I know some of before I didn't wear my duty belt because it creates a lot of questions, but it is what it is. I had a duty belt when I was an EMT, realized how useful it was. I was an EMT for a short period of time in Jersey, certified via EMT, paid, and as a volunteer firefighter, PAC certified. I'm still a firefighter in New Jersey. It's like a Marine. Once you're a firefighter in New Jersey, you're certified, you're always certified until you die. So I can wear a PAC, meaning tanks, and a mask and go into a fire. But that's Jersey. background is I was in South Jersey till I was 20, Philadelphia from 20 to 29, Jersey for a year, California for approximately 25 years. 08 happened, lost a house and 2 condos, and basically a wife. She kind of broke me off after that. And then I went back to New Jersey for 2 years. I was able to get a contract marketing a singer for a year. So I went to Palm Springs, California. She didn't take off, so obviously she's going to remain nameless. I'm friends with the executive producer still. And launched MustangMedic in June 21st, I believe, look when the channel got started. June 21st, 2011, I started it. So our 10-year anniversary was on the 21st of this month, doing Ford Mustangs. I got 8,600 videos, and God told me to show them what's going on in DC on January 7th, 2021. And it has been a wild ride so far, and you can see it. I mean, the cool thing about building a portfolio of experiences on video is you can reference them to people when you're talking to them, and they can go back and see that you're telling the truth. You know what I mean? So it becomes the history of the truth that you're telling, and that you're telling the truth when you meet people. Because if I told people what I videoed, or if I just experienced it and didn't video it, they wouldn't believe it. There's just no way. So fortunately, the playlists are usually the best place to go. The ones that get clustered together are the really important ones. And I'm going to be taking out all the Mustang playlists. I'm just going to have it, just purely be political. Working on cleaning up the site. I finally got it over to news and politics. It was stuck on one channel was autos and vehicles, the other one was entertainment. I had to always go back and change it over. Now I don't have to do it anymore, so I'm happy about that. These are my ramblings. This is what I do when I drive and do live streams. So I know I'm just background to the conversation. I'm okay with that. Give me 3 thumbs up if I should keep going. Don't respond if you're bored to tears. If I get 4 people doing 3 thumbs up, I'll keep the live stream going. That's 1. I think it's a thumbs up, kind of. 2. 3. 4. Okay, 5. All right. We'll just keep cruising, guys. We're just driving down this long, lonely road together, and I can't get in the POV lane. Arr! Usually I just kind of cruise, if you know what I mean. God bless America. See the flag? Must be in Maryland now. Maryland, Virginia, they got big flags going. The only flags you see in DC are on the poles, on the official buildings. Unless, of course, there's a rally, the Trump rally in DC, which will be interesting when it does happen, because you know it's going to happen. President Trump does not hide. He's just choking off the media right now. You know the media is glad this is happening tomorrow. You know it. They're going to be like, oh, he's back. But they're going to be saying it with a gleam in their eye, because their ratings are all going to go up. Because straight up, if I got any subject matter, and right now I don't have a lot of it, because President Trump's been pretty quiet. If it involves President Trump, it gets views. So that's why people are regurgitating Trump clips, President Trump clips from the past, making believe that they're actually happening now, him getting off of Air Force One and everything, because they know they get the views, but it's a lie. It's a lie, I tell you. Don't let them lie to you. If you got a channel, don't watch them anymore. It goes for me too. I mean, verify, because I'm not gonna lie. If I say something wrong and it's false, I will do a correction and I will leave both videos up, the correction video and the video that was wrong, and I will put in text that I was wrong, because that's the only way to be honest. You know, I'm a human being. I'm always striving to honor my God, which is the truth, because it will set you free. Ranger getting on there, he's gutting it pretty hard. Driving like this, I should get pretty good gas mileage. Oh, I found out that somebody told me that Senator McCain, the departed Senator McCain, was born in Canada, so he couldn't run for president. Well, I found out his parents were natural-born citizens, and they did give birth to him in Canada, but because they were both natural-born citizens, he couldn't run. So, the Camilla situation is different, though, because her parents weren't natural-born, although she was. So it makes me want to look into the Constitution. Some people were saying that she can't be president, but I'm pretty sure she can, unless there's some kind of amendment or something on that. If you guys, anybody wants to dig into that information about the fact that Camilla could be president because her parents weren't natural born, I'd appreciate that. Send texting out there, emailing that too. My email address that's on the description of this video. Well, I was going to do a funny video. You know, I'm careful about my humor because some people don't tend to get it and get upset. But I wanted to set up a video, and I'm not sure how to execute it yet, but this is the concept. Joe Biden's going down the stairs, followed by Kamala Harris, followed by Nancy Pelosi, right? That's the order of succession for being president of the United States. It's terrifying. So Camilla will push Joe down the stairs and say, "I'm president," and then Nancy will push Camilla down the stairs and say, "I'm president." And you know Nancy, I mean, although wicked, I don't think she's dumb. I mean, she's holding her position. She knows where the bodies are buried, obviously. It's hard to watch Nancy and Maxine. And Chuck Schumer. Those three are just swamp creatures of the nth degree. They know it, and everybody else knows it, and they don't care. They've got enough money, even if they walked away, especially at their ages. But Nancy's nasty. When you think about Nancy, that hairstylist, the woman that owned the hair salon, that reported that she was, you know, in there without a mask getting her hair done while everybody else couldn't do it. And all the hair salons were dying and closing, you know, because of the restrictions of their businesses, their rights. They just took away the rights of people to make money. It's historic. It's amazing. She outed her, right? She just said how Nancy got her was she said that she was set up. You know, and automatically everybody's like, "Oh, she was set up, so she gets forgiven because she's set up." No, she did an action. And that woman basically put her out of business in that town because of her connection. So I know she did that. Oh my gosh, we got a whole lot of traffic. We know she did that to warn everybody else, don't talk about me in town. I have a friend that works for Sony. Don't hold it against him. Works for Sony, lives in the suburbs of San Francisco. So he has to go into town every day. I think he takes a train or a subway or something. He sees at least 4 people defecating in the streets every day. Every day when he commutes into San Francisco, he sees 4 people squatting in the street, pooping. And it's legal there to do that. So, you know, the homeless are just like doing whatever the heck they want to do and not bearing any consequences. And can you imagine being somebody that moved to San Francisco, you love the town, you've got money, you've worked all your life, you're retiring, and then you've got people just totally you know, I'm not saying all homeless do this, but enough are doing it that my friend sees 4 of them defecating in the streets. They like, every time it rains in San Francisco, which is not a lot, you can see all of the poop darkening the water in the bay. I guess that won't be a Steve Perry song from Styx. Disgusting, right? I think it's disgusting. And then what happened to Venice Beach, I was watching a video of Venice Beach. I used to live in Santa Monica, you know, right above, it's right just north of Venice Beach. And I was shocked of what's happened to Santa Monica and Venice Beach. Just shocked. I was there in 95. And it was just a wonderful place. There was just always people visiting. It was beautiful. We were surfing. Tons of people out. You know, cigar lounge. I'm dating myself, 95, right? And now it's boarded up. People walk around terrified with their masks on in California. There's almost nobody there. And it's sad. It's sad that the policies of the Democratic governments, the Democrats, are so backwards to get votes that they're destroying the place that they're in. And it's all based on trying to get people dependent. Because I have 2 girls under the age of 18. My son's, you know, he's about to be 18. He's in California. With my divorced, my ex-wife. I'm going to get money every month from the government, and it's starting in August because of that. That's a trickle down. It's here's a little bit every month. So when the election comes, the midterms, they're going to be saying, they're going to get rid of the child money that we send you every month instead of waiting until the end of the year for the thing. It's such a Marxist playbook manifesto. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. They want to give just a little bit to control you, and you end up broke all the time, begging for money. We really need to wake up to America. God is activating Christians to do things. I believe he's activated Mike Lindell. I feel activated because of changing my entire life on January 7th. I mean, I was asking God, I'm like, really? You want me to show them? Show them DC? It's like, you know, I'm a Mustang guy, you know, we're Mustangs, you know. And he said, show them. And I basically decided, okay, I'm going to throw away that 9 years of what I did, and I'm just going to go full on political and show what's going on, because I never in my life was at a world event like January 6th, and you know, on January 7th they were still looping the attack on the Capitol, which they're still doing on CNN. And my mother, who's 80 years old, is freaking out. Get out of DC, get out of DC. The FBI wants you to get out. You know, the FBI investigated me. They actually went into her living room. I was kind of concerned it was Antifa people, because I walked into an Antifa crowd with a bunch of signage, and I was concerned that they were trying to fake it. Fortunately, my parents sold the house, so they don't. My old address is not my parents' address anymore. I'm glad about that. But I let it all go, and then God blessed me because I chose to just follow what he's telling me to do. And that's when I got real obedient. And then with all these amazing videos that I've been able to do, like the one on the 20th, the operation of the Capitol, you can see that on the playlist. It's gotten a lot of views. I was just doing videos and I was telling everybody, you could hear me. I'm like, my mom just told me I can't live at the house. You know, I was like a person that President Trump makes fun of. I was living at my parents' house, couldn't get a job to save my life because everybody would Google William Wheating and see all my goals about MustangMedic Ranch, and they were like, he's not going to stay. So I couldn't get like a regular job, and I hadn't been in advertising for a while. That's why those designs that I do are with type and everything, I think are good, because I've got an experience of like 25 or 34 years of being an art director, designing type, you know, moving around concepts. But she's freaking out, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, there's nobody here. Everybody left. Nobody was here. Oh, and something really interesting that I learned at a hotel next to the Dubliner was that I can't say more details about the person without giving up his I haven't gotten permission to like say his name, so I'm not going to say what the source is, but the top 2 floors of a hotel nearby were filled with BLM members on the 5th in the evening of January. And then it took the FBI 48 hours to investigate, to send an agent. So that was a day after the attack. So it was a day before the attack in the Capitol. The FBI was notified of a lot of BLM members in the hotel, top 2 floors. And then they waited till after the attack in the Capitol to start to investigate. Things that make you go, Also, what I know, is some of you might not know about it, is that the chief of the Capitol Police was with Mike Pence for 20 minutes during the attack, and he was radio silent. He did not radio to any of his captains or anything. And then the other thing that I know is that I can't say Nancy did it, but she runs the Capitol Police because she's president. Because she's Speaker of the House. They had agents, I don't know how many of them, I know there's at least more than 3. But they had a number of agents, or not agents, Capitol Police. On the 5th, they were told not to come in on the 6th. So they were telling Capitol policemen to not go in on the 6th, the day of the rally. Things that make you go, It gets weirder. When the attack on the Capitol happened on the 6th, they did not call them in because he saw it on the news and he ran down comrades. But he was not called in. And the day before, he was told not to come. So they wanted a limited amount. They either protected some Capitol policemen by not having him there, or they just wanted the optics of overwhelmed Capitol Police. If they did not want them in the Capitol, they just would have just kept shooting at the window. They would have just kept pop, 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 and people would have stopped coming in because they didn't have guns. If the ones that did have guns would have died. So there's still very much we don't know. And I think the beginning of wisdom is that to recognize that we don't know 95% of what's going on. The people that are saying, I know exactly what's going on and they got tunnel vision and they think that they know, and they don't, because there's just so many scenarios going on in that city and right now in this world that everybody's jockeying for position, for money, and they don't seem to care about the American people, all of us. We are one. We have to flood the gates during the midterms. We have to get the House and the Senate back. on 2024, it would be great if President Trump decides to run and comes back in. But I know that President Trump, for the rest of his life, is going to have an effect on this country. And he loves this country. He does. He loves this country. All evidence proves that. And the people that have been brainwashed into thinking he's a racist are brainwashed. It's full of edited clips. That's why when I when I videoed Mike Lindell, I did the whole like 17 minutes straight, no editing. This is Mike, and I intentionally went around the press to show the press people asking him questions and what the scene looked like. Because with Mustang Medic, I want to give you a sense of what's actually happening. I don't want to just do the tight zoom, you know what I mean, up close just on Mike Lindell and, you know, so-called professionalism, you know, the way they do it. I want to show you the environment of what's happening in DC. That's my goal. If you enjoy it, support it. Obviously, it takes money to live there. You know what to do. And the reason I always ask for finances, guys, one, my mother taught me if you don't ask, you don't get. And two, I want to stay independent. I want to stay independent. Is that so unreasonable? Sure, I'm living each day vicariously, not knowing what's going to happen next. Am I enjoying it? Yes. Do I enjoy people? Yes. I find no fault in that. Enjoying what I'm doing. Remember, the people that want to tear down are miserable people. Thank you. I see the green, and I don't have my glasses on. I'm sorry I'm not reading your name. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Where are my glasses? I know when I donated it to Josh, I always felt better when he said my name. So I'm putting on my glasses here. Try not to hit a car. Have fun at the rally. I cannot see your name. Flapjack 28. Flapjack's 28. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Hang on, guys. I gotta drive. I'm trying to read it. Too funny. I'm picking the phone up because I don't want to drive off the road. Joey, thank you very much for your donation. Thank you for showing us so much truth. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the recognition of it. Lord knows I'm taking some hits. Some people don't like it. They don't like the truth. I gotta do a scene from was Officer and a Gentleman. Is that what it is? You can't handle the truth, right? What movie was that? A Few Good Men. No. Tom Cruise is in it. I'm gonna have some new t-shirts coming out. We got a bunch of t-shirts. A lot of the stuff that I post on our Instagram account goes on a t-shirt and then gets promoted on the videos. We got a backup channel, MustangMedic Still Here, number 2. So it's number 2. MustangMedic Still Here, number 2 is a backup channel. It's should be in the description of this video. Please follow that. Also, fortunately, I was able to get approval on connecting and monetizing it. So I hope, guys, I just operate like every day. I could be taken down for 14 days. So the average person, I think, would be completely neurotic about it. And every time I think a little bit of concern, like, oh no, am I not going to be able to pay the bills? I just go, God says to me, are you going to trust me? And I say, yes, Father. And when I do that, the next story comes in, and like Mike Lindell. I had we had 50,000 views on that video the first 2 hours, and I had to edit it, so I deleted it and put it up again, and I heard the trending. I won't do that again. I'll just leave it unedited, like the way I didn't want it, but it is what it is. Interesting about Mike and General Flynn, when you see them and you look at them and you're in person with them, you can tell they're completely present. Do you know what I mean? Like they're present with you for that one moment. You know, there's many people that were in the photo line. Like, I mean, his photo line must have lasted 5 hours of people standing in line to have a dog walk around them, go through a security check, stand next to him, take a picture. I tried to interview him. I walked up with my phone all set up, my fingers on it, ready to press the button the way I always do. And the guy grabbed my phone out of my hand. Grabbed my phone. He goes, I'm taking a picture. Blah, blah, blah. And he took it. So I did hand a business card. I was able to tell him how much I respect him and how much, you know, I've been praying for him and what he's going through. And then I had to move on because there was a lot of people wanting to take pictures with General Flynn, obviously. I hope to get interviews with both gentlemen soon. Again, Mike Lindell's in the works because I'm talking to his people. Checking me out. Got a police officer behind me in a Ford. Thumbs up as he's driving by. There's a police officer right there. He was behind me. The black Ford SUV. I'm telling you guys, respect these people, man. These people with guns will risk their lives for you if you're getting attacked. So pour back into them by saying, I appreciate you. I do it all the time. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I'm going on my scooter. I appreciate you. Because they hear it so not very rarely that you might bring up their day, you know. And I've had some experiences that were rough. You know, I had from 51 to 53, I was in a horrible depression, you know. And I ended up homeless in Santa Ana. So I know what it feels like to be disrespected, you know, as a homeless person by an officer. It was a very short, one little incident. It wasn't like a lot of incidents, but they have to profile everybody around them, not only for protecting everybody else, but to protect themselves. So if you look a certain way, you're going to get treated a certain way. It's not fair, but it's life. It's a primordial thing. It's the way people think. Apparently, studies have shown that the first 2 seconds of a candidate announcing that he's running for president, the first 2 seconds, I think like 70% of his vote comes from people that made a decision about him, him or her, in the first 2 seconds. So that's how superficial we are. We look and make a decision, you know, on the shell and make a snap judgment. We're going to do it naturally. We have to fight it. We have to fight our first judgment and talk to a person to find out who they are, the character of who they are. So we must stop stereotyping and reacting, because we're creating a lot of negative experiences that we don't need to do. They do it. They seek to do this intentionally because they want us divided. Because divided we fall, united we stand. They do not want unification. I know that. I know that from the stuff that I'm being taken down for or getting warnings. They have nothing to do with anything that they're being taken down for. So why take the hits? Because the more divided we are, the more we stay at home, the more we're online, and the algorithms get to steer us where they want us to go. And it always comes down to advertising dollars. Always comes down to advertising dollars. Because people, always chase money because they've got the money is security, and we want security. So we have to fight against that. I mean, not fight against security, but it comes with trusting the Lord. If you can truly find a way to do that, dive into the pool with your eyes closed, counting on there's water, He will bless you. And the blessings don't always come the way you think they are, because something really bad can happen to you, and it's a blessing because He's steering you in another direction. I'm telling you, I'm going to say this because I'm just talking when I'm driving. This is what happened to me when I became a Christian at 29. Because I wasn't a Christian before I was 29. I was a dog. I was a Dayton dog in Philadelphia for like a good 8 years. I had a lot of very superficial relationships with women, and I was about as emotionally deep as a puddle in my 20s. But somebody said to me when I was feeling, I got everything I wanted. I had an advertising agency called Rex Advertising with a partner, Steve Voce, and I must have had close to let's just say I had over $100,000 in the bank. And I also had a Harley Davidson. I had a full head of hair, a full head of hair. It wasn't hard to look at, and I was living in a brownstone, beautiful, good, high ceilings, crown molding, the whole 9 yards. And my Harley Davidson was all chromed out. It was an FXR, 88 FXR. That's a belt-driven. It's right between a Sportster and a larger bike, and they stopped making them. They're fun to drive. They're really easy to drive. So, shoot. Okay, I think I'm okay. So somebody said to me, Will, I want to challenge you. So I'm going to do the challenge for you. This is what they said to me. I'm going to say to you on video. If you don't believe in God, think I'm just talking nonsense, or you just don't have any sense that intelligent design, God created the atom, and everything that we're on is created by Him, the planet, the universe. That's just too big for you. This is what I invite you to do. For 7 days, take 3 minutes out of your day, whatever the best time is, and talk to this God that you don't know exists. Here's an example. God, I'm watching this guy on YouTube. He wears a cowboy hat. He's a Yahoo. I don't even know. I don't respect him, whatever. But he's saying that you exist, and I don't know that you exist. So show me, give me signs, show me things that's going to prove that you exist to me. And ask that question honestly to this God that you don't know for 7 days, for 3 minutes a day, and see if something might happen, something might not happen. Doesn't mean God doesn't exist. But put it out there as an honest question. If you're out there, God, show me that you're out there. And for me, the 7 days, I had so many Christians coming out of the woodwork talking to me, and things that I was praying about were like happening. That were not big things but little things. That in that 7 days, it could not have been by chance. It couldn't have been by chance what was happening to me and the people that were talking to me. And that was the mustard seed of faith that I start the journey as a Christian. Does your life get better as a Christian? Not so much, but it does. I mean, when I say it does, but it's so cool knowing that you have a Father in heaven that is listening to what you're saying and guiding you because you trust him. And don't get me wrong, I was a Christian and I got really depressed. So, people think you're not going to get depressed. How can you be depressed? You're not alone. You got God. We all go through our emotions and we go through our life, which I've heard many, 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 many tragic stories of great struggle and great pain in this life. It doesn't mean God doesn't exist. It means that everything that you're going through in your life, you're meant to learn. And the people that you talk to in your relationship with, they are there for a reason in your life. Take note of them. Don't discount them. Listen to what they say. And if they're saying stuff that to you is just like, this is ridiculous, this person, I'm not talking about God or anything, I'm just saying, if there's people that are in your life that are not giving back to you with just them, loving on you, like sharing something with you, then let them go. It goes for these channels too that you watch that, they talk about, fire in the tunnels and it's a steam vent, you know what I mean? It's like, and then I've got people that I talk to that say that I'm lying about the steam vent when I stood on the steam vent and proved it's a steam vent. So everybody has their perception. It's their reality. It might not be your reality. Bridge is yellow. Else perception could be this bridge is tan. It doesn't make either one of us wrong. Well, I know it doesn't. It's a perception. The one thing that we know is true, well, I guess I know is true, is God is good. Yes, he allows bad things to happen, obviously. Look at just the towers going down. But if you can get that mustard seed of faith, it will change your life radically, enriching it. It sure as heck won't be boring. And when you die, you know where you're going. Oh, I forgot I had a coffee here. It's going to be cold. This is gonna be fun tomorrow, I'm telling you. They might all have to be Rumble videos though, I don't know. For those of you guys that don't know about it, download the Telegram app. Telegram, Telegram. It's got like a little kind of paper airplane graphic, blue circle, white little paper airplane graphic. Download that, follow Mustang Medic on Telegram. We have about 39,000. There's been a great purge because there was a lot of negative people in the chat. It's called Mustang Medic Digital Soldiers. So those are both official accounts of Mustang Medic. You can see all official accounts of Mustang Medic on officialmustangmedic.com. Somebody's going to go have some fun. John Bond, thank you very much. Sorry. I'm just going to say thank you, John. I just read your message. Don't read. I apologize. I messed that up. Are you saying don't read because you don't want me to crash? Is that what you're saying, John? Probably. It's a beautiful day. For those of you who just joined the chat, this is Mustang Medic. I'm the People's Journalist, representing the human race, reporting the truth in Washington, D.C. There's many interesting playlists. I recommend Crisis on the Border, especially now, because it's been a crisis since January 20th. Camilla's just getting there, I think, today. And also Operation the Capitol. Still don't know what that operation name was, nor do I know what they were doing. There's rumors is one, they were simply going to the inauguration and getting there extremely early, or two, children, the whole that. I don't have any information. I didn't see any children. The buses were empty as they were going into the Capitol at 12:30 to 5. I went back, slept, woke up, saw Joe Biden get inaugurated. Then I got an interview with CNN after I said I'm either a conspiracy theorist or a prophet. So I bit into the, I really didn't believe. I didn't believe Joe Biden was going to get inaugurated. I didn't believe it. It just, after that experience with CNN, and having to say I was wrong to CNN was quite humbling. I've been much more critical of these Q drops and anons. MustangMedic is a friend of the anons. I'll explain QAnon to you. I'm not a QAnon person. I want to see all the evidence. I don't have a lot of trust with people online or in person from life experience. So QAnon is a term that's derogatory to conspiracy theorists, and CNN uses it often, and they discount people that are seeking information. The anon, so Q anon, the anon person is a person that follows Q. Anons is plural for the people that follow Q. Q is either what they're saying, what they believe, and I'm explaining it to them. I don't necessarily believe this yet. I'm always open to new information. I'm always open to being wrong. That President Trump is Q, and JFK Jr. is alive and coming as vice president before 2024. And there's a financial reset that's going to happen. Like, it was supposed to happen in May, it didn't happen. And there's some people that propagate these stories, and they keep not happening, and then why they didn't happen, but they get a heck of a lot of views online while they're saying it's about to happen, because people, of course, want justice. We all want justice. The Democrats, the Republicans, and most of this population knows what went down in this election. We all know it. Mike Lindell has got a video just simply breaking it down on his website in great detail. But there's other people that I know that are friends of mine that bust out laughing when they say the election was fine and it's all made up and Sidney Powell lied. Sidney Powell did not say that she was lying. There's a lot of people saying that Sidney Powell said she lied. And I've got friends that I've spoken to about it. She was talking about somebody that was lying, but she didn't say she lied. And Rudy Giuliani, oh my gosh, Rudy, a respected governor of New York, America's governor, right? They strip him temporarily right now of being able to practice law in his state in New York. I felt for the man. I mean, I saw an interview with him yesterday on Newsmax. My heart went out to him. He's a lawyer. I mean, lawyers lie all the time. I'm not saying Rudy's lying. I'm just saying, look at all the liars that still have their license. Liar, lawyer, lawyer, liar. I mean, they go hand in hand, right? He reports what's true with evidence and loses his license. That's how deep the deep state is, dark state is. Blockchain exists. They knew that President Trump won. You know, that again, it's not misinformation. I'm saying what I've heard. Okay, many people have things that they say they heard. So there's no reason to take this video down YouTube. But I've spoken to a blockchain designer. Blockchain exists. They can track anything, you know, with a little tiny thing attached to the object, and they know where it is, GPS wise. So it's got to be quite a spectacle to see it on a big screen. And I have to stop there because I can't go any further, and you guys know why. And that's why I want President Trump to start his network, so I can speak freely and tell the whole story of what I know. I'm probably going to get more aggressive on different networks because I'm spreading out. It's just right now, lately my main focus has been getting videos to YouTube because more people see it. For me, it's about the message, not about the numbers. The numbers are important, of course, because they give me the income to stay there, but it's about the message. It's about the truth. And I know in time, for people that are skeptical of this, you know, guy from New Jersey with a cowboy hat driving around in a Mustang, you know, living in DC, in time, if you stay and watch, you will see that I report what's on the ground, what I see, whether I know what it is or not. I don't have to have a detailed story of explaining everything. I see it, you see it, we discern it, and figure it out. So anything that's unusual, like concrete barriers going up and everything, you know, I'm going to show it, and then we can figure out what's going on there. Because sometimes I get information from people on the ground. I am forming relationships with people that work in the federal government. I never, ever gave up a source, nor will I. And that has been quite incredible for me, because people that know that I've reported stuff that they've said, it never gets back to them, because I'm not going to give up a source. So they've been more open with me lately, because they see that I am not just a person outing people. I don't show Secret Service agents. From a distance, I'll show them working and stuff like that. But I don't get in the face of any federal person. I point, if I'm live streaming, I point the camera up, tell them I'm live streaming, they can be heard. But I don't want to ever endanger anybody that is working on the ground. You know what I mean? I respect them. What they did to General Flynn was terrible, but I believe that was the higher ups in the FBI. I've met 4 FBI agents, two and two in pairs. They travel in pairs, and they were great guys. I said to the FBI on January 8th or 9th, they pulled up, they questioned me. I was getting questioned a lot in January. I have not met an FBI agent or talked to one since, I guess, February. So it's been a little while. They probably have figured out who I am, and it's not necessary to try to track me or anything. That's what I think. The FBI did say that they do monitor my channel, and they want to know that this is before I decided to stay. They wanted to know when I was leaving, and I had one FBI agent left a phone message for me on my voicemail. Thank God I didn't answer the phone because I wouldn't have recorded him. But he left a recording. He consciously left a recording, the agent's name on it, because I'm not out to out the agent, but in the future, if the FBI ever denies that they said they're monitoring me, I've got a recording of it. So it just made sense. I agreement with anybody. I did almost do a ad contract with somebody, but I never physically signed the contract, and they said that they couldn't do it anymore, so that's done. Again, I'm not affiliated with anybody except God, and I like it that way because I have the freedom to do this now and follow what God has me to do, because I like traveling alone, because I don't want to be unencumbered by other people's desires. That sounds so bad. Oh, it sounds bad. How can I make that sound better? I travel alone because if I want to chase a story that I see on the road or something, I don't want to have anybody telling me, no, I want to go to this other place. I'm liquid, and I love it. I'm the type of person that likes not knowing what each day is going to be, which is not typical of a person. I think most people tend to want to know, what the next day is going to be. It's much more comfortable that way. I tend to, and it drives my mother crazy, I tend to just realize that God's leading me and I go. I have another YouTube channel called Isolation Kills, and I did that 2 years ago. Before, it's kind of prophetic. 2 years ago, a year and a half before this pandemic, air quotes, and Isolation Kills is about how to manage your mindset and how you think and the way you handle things. And let me explain it this way. We're all striving to be present. In other words, if you're in your past and you're ruminating on some woman that you wish you would have a better relationship with, or for me, the guilt of not having my son with me, I had carried that, and I was thinking about it often. It was doing nothing for me. It was ruminating. We need to learn from our past, recognize it is the past, we can't control it, and be present. Now the future, this is how I address the future. The future is chaos. The future could be a Tomahawk missile going off of a military aircraft by accident and hitting me right now, driving down the road, bang, everything goes dark, I'm out. So the future can't be predicted. I'm not saying don't plan for the future. Yes, make plans. You know the expression, man makes plans, God laughs. But know that your future's not set. So therefore, when you're in the present and you're talking to somebody, no matter who it is, and you're in that moment and you're present, you will not be experiencing anxiety or nervousness or any kind of anxiety, because you're simply being present in that moment. You're equal with that person. Doesn't matter if the person's got $1 billion or $1. If you're with that person, you're present with that person, you can hear them. You can learn something, and you'll be more at peace because you're just in it. I'm in this moment talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to a phone right now, but I'm in this moment present with you, the person that's listening to this live stream, and the road. Hopefully, I'm not reading them. I'm keeping my eyes on the road. I don't have a co-pilot to read the text. all about being present and trusting God. So trusting God always comes first. It's kind of funny because like I committed to all the expenses. I got there in January, right? I stayed at the hotel for 8 weeks, every day. Got up. I was getting up. I wasn't doing any real communication on Telegram at the time. Just a friend of mine, another Dave, told me about Telegram. I'm sorry, Gary. Gary told me, and you can see the early videos in January with Gary. Gary came out for a week to help me out. He was great help, to warning me about security, which I wasn't thinking about. And he told me about Telegram. And I got on Telegram and I barely understood it. Now I'm doing chats every once in a while. Usually it's about 20 people when I do a spontaneous voice chat on Telegram. But Telegram is key because when I move around, and I move around a lot of content, Instagram, Rumble, YouTube, TikTok. I'm on TikTok and putting stuff on there because I've got my hashtag must have like, I don't know, it's like 300,000 posts on it or something in TikTok. I had no idea that many people were interested in Mustang Medic on TikTok. Because my audience predominantly is women, 64%, and it's 55 to 75 years old. That's my predominant audience. Women get it. Women are sensitive. I mean, women have always been, men, don't get me wrong, men are sensitive too, but women have always been sensitive in the Bible to the movement of God. And we right now are in a historic time in our country, in our 230-year history. There's nowhere to go if America falls. If we lose our First Amendment rights and we can't speak freely, for instance, on this format, it's a private business. We all signed on a Gmail account. You know, when we scrolled through all the rules and regulations to set up an account for free, for free. They have a right to do what they do. Section 230 did not happen. President Trump wanted to do it. Republicans let us down. Busted a move. So, I respect that. I'm, waiting for an account executive to talk to him. I want to comply. And what doesn't comply is I'll do a quick video and then send you to a different account. I recommend doing Illustrator. I'm doing Illustrator. Doing Instagram, because those are kind of like bold one-liners, and I also put them on Telegram too. Almost everything goes on Telegram for me. It's kind of at the moment, it's kind of my hub. It's my main app for communicating. We only have about 39,000 on there, which to some's a lot, to some's a little. But I also found out that by doing a test, that people actually can buy followers with like a fraction of a penny and bring people in. So you can't trust the numbers. Some numbers are being hidden, many are being inflated. And if somebody walks up to you and goes, "Yeah, I got 300,000 followers," beware. Just beware. I very rarely talk about the following that Mustang Medic has unless somebody asks. And that all happened in the first 2 weeks. We were doing 10,000 subscribers a day for almost 2 weeks, and then they shut it down. And within 1 day, without changing any content, continuing to do content, it went to 300 people a day. And now we almost get like, I'm not sure the exact numbers, but they keep coming in and keep going out. All right, guys, if you want to keep me going, if you want to keep going, give me 5 people and give me 3 thumbs up. Otherwise, I'm going to shut it off and crank the AC/DC and open the windows for about 3 or 4 hours. Maybe smoke a cigar. I got a kick out of the multiple thumbs up. I appreciate that enthusiasm for a drive down the road. All right, we're gonna keep going. I get emotional when sometimes when videos happen, like after Mike's video yesterday, Mike Vanille's video, I was just like, wow, God, this is amazing. It's amazing that I was able to be there and ask a question, because that was the first time I'm calling it a presser because all the media was there and they were asking questions. That's the first time I asked a question. I'm sitting there going, why can't I ask a question? I'm a journalist, right? So I answered the question and Mike got to answer. It's funny because I think he's trying to figure out who I am because I keep popping up wherever he is, at least twice so far. But I prayed about it. I prayed to God. I said, I had a feeling when I was driving to the rally on the 6th, I've shared this before with people, I'll share it again, because some of you might not have heard it, but I felt like I wasn't going back. I couldn't explain it, but I felt like I'm not going back, and I don't know why I'm not going back. And then I thought to myself, in a morbid way, maybe I'm going back in a box, maybe I'm going to get blown up at the rally, because I had no idea what to expect. I didn't think many people were going to be there. There was at least 100,000 people there, in my best guesstimate. I'm trying to learn crowd size, like look at a crowd and an image that actually has been counted so I can get a better bearings of it. But it was a lot of people. It was like human lava. We were pushed up. My friend Christine was with me, and she's about barely 5 foot. I'm 6'4". I was holding on to her, making sure she's not going to get squeezed. I was a little concerned for a little while because it was so tight. People were pushing in that, I felt like I was worried about her safety for a little while. Because that's how many people were there. Every walk of life. White people, black people, every other kind of person, every financial. There were gay people there. There were I didn't see any transgenders, but they might have been in the crowd. There was all kinds of people at the Trump rally, all kinds. And I did a video on it. I think that's still up, of just people leaving the event, walking away. So this small group, basically this operation at the Capitol, made 7.5 million people, people that voted for 70 million people that voted for President Trump into terror. I mean, look at the way they changed the public opinion. They try to, you're a Trump supporter, and they immediately think you're like an American terrorist. It's bizarre. They have overreached so hard on these fake optics of what they're doing that the American people are not going to put up with it. People are getting activated by the antics of the control that they're trying to do right now for this current administration. It is a wild time in our history, and I'm sure as heck not going to sit back on the sidelines and let it happen. I believe God has activated me to report the truth and show what's happening. And everything that's gone through my life, made a lot of money for a long time. I've experienced poverty and homelessness. I've experienced great joy. I've experienced depression. My wife was black, mine Indian, and Mexican. We were married for 17 years. I've got 3 kids that are a blend. You know what I mean? I feel like everything that's happened in my life is for this moment in time. And if you're a Christian and you know the feeling like you're supposed to be somewhere, you're supposed to be there, I have felt that way since I decided to report what's going on in DC. And I guess in other places too, because I'm fortunate enough to be able to do some of these trips now. I've placed my girls in a very safe place, and I've got a good support team around them to make sure that they're safe. My priority is God, my children, William, Sarah, and Rachel. My son will figure out eventually praise you, Jesus, that I'm with that I have my daughters. Thank you, Jesus. Back view. My hat's in the back because it hits the headrest. So. We are going to Ohio to the Trump rally tomorrow. Dun, dun, dun. Michael, who went on the trip with me, or we went on the trip together, better way to say it. I picked him up in North Carolina. We went to McAllen, Texas. Got an amazing story from a first-person account. A deputy told us what is happening at the border. Highly recommended. Crisis at the Border is the playlist. Michael, and then it's thestandardsc.org. Michael's a good guy. I met him at the rally. I met him on the 6th. He and I were talking while the attack of the Capitol was happening while we were by the ellipse. So I think it was kind of like God's protection, that because if I was close to the Capitol and I saw what was going on, I would have videoed it. I would have totally videoed it, because I was like, would have been crazy to not video it. And knowing me, I would have gotten in the middle of the action and got myself in trouble, because there's some people, there's an older woman, like a grandmother of 5 grandchildren, who has been like incarcerated apparently, because she was standing near the Capitol. I mean, it's crazy stuff going on right now. Some of them, I believe, are not getting due process. Some people talk of torture, like, mental torture, that kind of thing, is happening. I'm trying to get more details on that because I want to do a report. What is happening to these people? I think it's close to like 400 people have been arrested. I mean, I don't think anybody has been kept in jail in Portland. The attacks in Portland, burning police cars and everything, they get out like the next day. And Camilla's willing to pay their legal fees as they attack federal buildings. So the hypocrisy that's happening in this day and age is startling, to say the least. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. I like the F-250. That's an XLT. That's a nice truck. I had a 2001 7.3 diesel short cab 4-door white F-250. If you guys Google MustangMedic truck, or do it on DuckDuckGo, which I use religiously, you'll see my MustangMedic truck. It had graphics on it. I put a fire axe on the back and MustangMedic on the sides. It was a fun truck. That truck's still to this day driving around California with my ex-wife. I think it's got like 400,000 miles on it. Diesels tend to last forever if you keep good oil in them. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to offend the Chevy guys. Well, I'll say it. I just feel like a Ford truck is more masculine looking and a Chevy truck is more refined. You know what I mean? Like little details. Ford feels tougher to me. I know Ford tough, but it just feels like, I don't know. I'm just, it feels like a real truck and everybody else is trying to be like a Ford truck. The F-150 is the #1 selling truck in the world. So, what does that say? Ford tends to keep the prices down the best they can. They're not making like it's not a handcrafted car, but just like this Mustang, it makes it affordable to have a really awesome car. And I was actually thinking, since I had a sign that I needed to get a car because the car was falling apart and I was driving. I was thinking about like a Tesla, and then I was like, I'm MustangMedic. I gotta have a Mustang. I have a Mustang. So I'm not quite getting the best gas mileage, but I've got a Mustang. It just seemed appropriate being MustangMedic. God bless America. Giant flag. I love that. Watching a MustangMedic live stream. Try to do one almost every day now that I'm back up. But I won't do them on key stuff unless I get that double bracket because I don't want to get jammed and lose the video like I did at the cathedral yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was a big day. Can't believe how much content I shot yesterday. We have 4 tenets. We're all one. We're all related. 2, we can listen to each other. 3, be able to respectfully disagree. And 4, love one another by lifting each other up. That's the simplified version, the unexplained version of the 4 tenets. It's going to be on the business card. I'm almost out of cards. I've gone through 1,000 cards in 6 weeks. So I got to get more cards. Meet a lot of people because I'm always out searching. We're staying to the right. I didn't plug power in. Somebody's gonna go have some fun. I hope that canoe's secured well. Put the power cord in. Power cord going in. Here's a view. Oh, Pennsylvania. We're in Pennsylvania now. That looks government, doesn't it? Welcoming Center. We're passing the Pennsylvania Welcoming Center. It's 10:22 in the morning. ETA to the hotel around 3 o'clock. 1500 today. And tomorrow is the first Trump rally since the inauguration. I know that hurts to hear that. I think President Trump did it on purpose. I think he's been quiet. First of all, he deserved a break after the amount of hate that he's been dealing with. And it's all for ratings. You know, it's all for ratings. There's people that hate in our chat groups just to get people. And there's some chat groups that just hate me like 24. We're back. I thought the phone overheated. That's part of the problem where I mount the phone. I'm gonna get something that's gonna shade it, because I'm gonna put some kind of attachment on the windshield that won't need like a little hood or something for it to keep the heat off the phone. I think it overheated. I don't know if that was just a dead spot in the live stream. But I was talking about my building where I live, and I knew that something bigger was going to happen because of the numbers on the YouTube channel. And I know that my message of truth is going to resonate with people because there's so little truth online. I mean, there's only one other person, which I give props to often. I'll do it again. Penguin Spit 6. Everything that I understand from him is he speaks the truth. He's also very supportive of MustangMedic and helping me get intel, and he shares news with me of stuff that's coming up. It's been great. He's a great guy. And he's got people that hate him too with death threats. I got death threats, he got death threats, and we're simply just saying this is what I see. You know what I mean? There's people that get so angry if you're not supporting what they believe. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm gonna the phone overheated because it's on the dash. So I'll come back in a couple of hours if I see some interesting terrain, and we'll go for a ride together to Ohio again. MustangMedic signing off for the moment. Know that you're appreciated. Thank you guys. If you had donated and I didn't thank you because I was driving, I'm very grateful for the support. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. We're on a mission together. We're going to find the truth of what's going on. And again, the beginning of wisdom is to know we don't know 95% of what's going on, but the truth will always come out. I serve a mighty God, and He's not going to let us fall. I just don't see it. I just see great struggle in the near future. But, you know, people always appreciate what they don't have. Hopefully we don't have to lose more of our freedoms than we have already to be able to come back from this. I'm going to end it with a prayer. I'm not going to close my eyes. Lord, I pray for the truth. I pray for unification over America and of the world. People that I pray against any spirit that wants to control us, that any person that's doing evil deeds, I ask you to expose them, and I ask for your justice, Lord. I would like it quickly, so I'm going to ask for it quickly. And we just pray for protection over President Trump, for his health, for his family, for Melania, for his sons and his daughters. Let this rally be something that's rejuvenating for him. Protect everybody that's standing up for freedom. You will protect your remnant. Count on that, Lord. And just know, I know that your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. And amen. And amen. And amen. Thanks, guys.